All right, Dr. Jeff McNairy, Rythmia Life Advancement Center here in Costa Rica. Wishing you guys were here with us. It's an amazing place. Can't wait to meet you. So today, relationship priorities. There is one thing that continues to come up when I work with couples or I talk with people that are going through struggle or I'm negotiating divorce and separation, all kinds of stuff for couples that have parted ways and have moved on and they're not going to be together anymore. There's one thing that always comes up, and one of those things is this. What about the kids? Okay, what about the kids? I am sick and tired of the adults in the equation, the husband, the wife, the man, the woman, whoever it is, the partners that have children, using the children as manipulative pawns to meet their own agenda. This is probably one of the worst scenarios that can happen for a child. Man up, woman up, stop using your kids as tools to push your agenda. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because this is something that comes up as a psychologist, right? Working with couples, working with families, this comes up a lot. Oh, well, my husband uses the kids against me. And, my wife uses the kids against me. My partner uses the children to, badmouth me and maneuver and get what I want out of this situation, right? I am so upset about this. I can't even tell you, okay? Children are children. They need to feel love. They need to feel safety. They need to feel consistency. They need to feel that their parents, right, their caregivers, are on the same page. Do not use your children to further your agenda as an adult. That's weak. It's weak. And it hurts them. Don't do it. The best case scenario is this. Fine. You guys have had issues, your relationship. There's been problems. There's been cheating. There's been misunderstanding. You guys have gone different paths, whatever, okay? You chose to bring children into this life. Therefore, you're responsible for them. They look to you to feel confident in who they are as people. They didn't come here to be manipulated and used as tools for your own agenda. Wake up. Love your children. Look at what is best for them. What is best for your kids is not to have two parents that are fighting over them or using them as tools to manipulate the situation. You know what? One of you in the relationship didn't do anything wrong, okay? And it's the other person that's the enemy. The other person that's caused all these problems. They've cheated, they've lied, they have a drug problem, they've abandoned everybody. Okay, fine. Do not use your children to manipulate for your own gains. It will backfire. I've worked with thousands of families, and I've worked with lots of families that have done this. Guess what happens to the kids? The kids develop insecurity issues. The kids develop self-esteem issues. The kids develop self-identity issues. The kids develop drug and alcohol problems. The kids develop all kinds of behavioral things that are not their fault. As parents, it is our responsibility to provide a safe environment for the children that we brought into this world. You decided to do this, to bring these beautiful, loving angels into this world. Do not use them as tools to manipulate your own agenda. And guess what that requires? It requires swallowing your pride. It requires feeling a little bit uncomfortable. It requires not being super happy all the time when you have to interact with your spouse or your spouse's family or there's some family event where your spouse is there, you know, your ex or whoever, and it's not really comfortable, guess what? Get over yourself, because you are an adult. You can deal with it. The children, on the other hand, are the ones that suffer. I have seen countless cases where children are the victims. Children are the ones that suffer because the adults are acting like freaking babies, right? The adults are acting like people that, I don't know what's going on, okay? But it's absurd. Get your act together, adults. If you're going through a divorce, if you're going through a separation, if you're going through whatever you're going through with your spouse or partner, do not use your children to further your agenda. Now, how do you do that, right? That's a question. Okay, how do you do that? What's best for them? What's best for the kids? I'll tell you what's best. Do not fight in front of them. Do not argue in front of them. Collaborate together as a couple or as an ex-couple. Put yourself in your children's shoes and see what's best for them. And then act that out. And you know what? You might be sad doing that. You might be upset doing that. You might feel hurt doing that. You might feel like not validated doing that. Well, too fucking bad. Because you decided to have children. Don't fuck them up by your own childish behavior. Get on track and stay focused about what is right for the children. That's the goal. Now, you guys all say you want this world to change. This world is difficult. This world's problematic. There's all kinds of things going on. Well, guess what? Well, look in your own backyard. What are you doing for your children? What are you doing to help them feel safe and comfortable and stable? Okay? Are you, as a parent who's going through a divorce or going through a separation, are you doing what's best for your children? Are you doing what's best for this world? Because these children are inheriting this place that we have as adults. And if you really want to make a change, if you really want to make a shift in what's going on in this world, which we know is chaotic and difficult, if you really want to make a change, focus on your kids. Focus on those little children who are innocent and beautiful and perfect. Help them feel safe. Help them feel comfortable in who they are. Don't screw them up by your own egotistical drama with your spouse or partner. That is absurd. Now, some of you might have this belief too. You might feel like, you know what, I'm down with that. I like that. I think that's good. But my partner is an antisocial guy or a drug addict mom or all these kinds of things. Okay, all right. So you have a little bit of an extra struggle. Okay, you have a little bit of an extra struggle. Okay. Do not badmouth your spouse or partner. Help your children feel comfortable in your relationship with them because you're the adult. Now, no one put a gun to your head and said you got to have kids. Okay, so you got them. Okay, and guess what? You are blessed beyond measure for having these beautiful angels in your life. I have 4 of them, and I love them so much. They're everything to me. And I know you feel the same about your children. Put aside your own ego. You know what? You don't have to be right all the time. You can be wrong sometimes, and you can also be right and let your partner feel that they're the one that's right, if that keeps the peace for these children. You have to move aside from what's going on in your life. You have to do this because the children are the future. We know this, right? My daughter, Scarlett, has a shirt that says the future. It's hilarious. It just says the future, right? And it's a reminder to me that, you know what, I might have my disagreements with my wife. I might have my differences with her. But the bottom line is, right, I need my daughter to feel that I'm supportive of her. I love her, right? She knows this. And the way we do that is putting aside, as adults, our differences. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes we don't need to win all the time. We don't need to win all the time. Let your spouse win sometimes. You know, they might be a bit out there. Suck it up. Suck it up. Relationship priorities are about your children. If you have children, focus on them. I always told my couples that I worked with in private practice in Los Angeles, If you keep your children a priority, everything will work out. If you don't keep your children a priority, you're trying to figure out like, what should I do? And what about this? And like, how do I communicate? And what about this? That you'll be lost. Good luck. I don't know what to do either. I'm a couples therapist. I have no idea. I don't know either, right? But I do know this: if you keep your children their priority, things will work out, because that's the energy of that pure love and that pure sort of connection with them. Set aside your ego. Put it aside. And some of you guys out there, right, that are in this divorce or in this, you're already divorced or you're separated, right? You're already in this zone, and you feel this way, right? And your spouse or partner is not, right? Send them this video. And I tell them, Dr. Jeff said, "What's up, homie?" Because I believe the world changes because the children are safe and they feel connected to who they are as people, and they are loved. And that's what everything is about in this whole world, is love and connection. So don't get tit for tat. Don't battle your spouse. Now, if the spouse is abusive, have boundaries. Of course, that's, I'm not trying to be ridiculous here. Okay, let's be real. Okay, let's get real with this. If your spouse is abusive, have boundaries. Okay, but if you're confused and lost and don't know what to do, what is best for the children? Do that and you won't go wrong. Okay, that's the key. Okay, relationship priorities are simply your children. That's it. Now, let's shift gears a little bit into what are the relationship priorities if you don't have children? Healthy communication. Healthy communication. You need to explain to your spouse or partner what it is you need in life, what it is you want in life, what it is that makes you happy. Don't make them guess. The best thing my wife ever did was tell me she really likes greeting cards on holidays and her birthday. And she likes flowers from time to time. She told me, because I wouldn't have thought of that on my own. I think greeting cards are kind of lame, and flowers I think are cool, but I wouldn't have thought of it. And so now I do those things. Communicate with your spouse or partner. Healthy communication is key when you don't have kids and when you have kids. Okay? So relationship priorities are very important in this process that we're living in life and moving through. Now, Rythmia helps set up this scenario. If you feel bombarded, overwhelmed, and beat down from all kinds of stuff you've dealt with your partner or your spouse, your ex, or whoever, let us clear it up for you. Let us help you resolve the trauma and push that past you. Let's help you get clarity, because what is it, like sugar catches more flies than vinegar? So, love is the key to this, right? Love. And if you're being abused, set up boundaries. Don't continue to be abused. Don't tolerate it. But a loving vibe and a loving focus helps you get the best case scenario for you, your partner, your ex, and your children. That's the key. It's just like simple stuff, really. It's simple. Don't get out of hand, and don't let the world split up your family. Don't let the world divide your family system. Don't let it happen, because that's what the world wants to do. The world wants to destroy your social network, because when you're alone, you're vulnerable. And when you're alone, you need the system. And when you're alone, you need to buy things. Okay, so that's the whole thing right there in a nutshell. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need the system. You don't need a government to tell you what to do. You don't need anybody to tell you what to do. Nobody. You know what to do. Unite with yourself and your family, your friends, and your community, and grow and flourish and be positive in this life. Don't let the system separate you and isolate you and feed into this sort of dogma that says that you have to be, independent and alone and fighting for these things, because that's not how this works. That's not how humans are. Humans are tribal. We work together as a group. We have our own individual beliefs. We have our own group dynamic. Stay focused on what works for us as a group, because that's how things change. Do not let government and society and corporations destroy that, because that is the end of everything if that happens. And it's not going to happen. Ain't going to happen. It's just not how we are as people. It's not going to happen. Unify with your ex. Unify with your spouse. Unify with your family and your community. Put aside your ego. You don't need to prove anything to them. There's nothing to be proven. Be who you are and love other people. That's the key. The relationship priorities for this discussion are: focus on your kids, what is best for them. And if you don't have kids, focus on what's best for the relationship and set up healthy boundaries and good communication. All right, you guys, I was on a freaking soapbox tonight because this stuff is serious, you know? This is really what's going on. This is what the world is about. We need to get this stuff focused, okay? We're being attacked by all different angles. We got to come out fighting with love and fighting with like consistency and fighting with like confidence. That's what we need to do. I know you can do it. Pura vida. Come to Rythmia. If you're a little bit overwhelmed, we'll help you resolve this. Get you on track. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next Monday. Pura vida.